So in this video series, we're going to continue our discussion of national flags. We have here the American flag again. I'd like to end my discussion with this. You'll notice that the American flag has both red and blue on it for the colors, and also white, of course, but the red and blue, of course, make for purple, okay? And purple is an important color to those who are illuminated due to the fact that purple is a color of the elite. And the reason why that is it stretches back to the pagan Roman Empire when you have elites wearing purple togas, toga virilises that would be purple, let's just say. So they would, the reason why it was an elite color is due to the fact that it's expensive to create, quite simply. You have to take the seashells and grind them up, a certain type of seashell for that matter, grind it up and turn it into a dye, and it's a long process, and that's why it's a color of the elite. And then the elite and our contemporaries still regard purple as an elite color. So this is why you see it on a lot of national flags. Okay, and so the other thing that I'm going to continue with here is this other video, I don't know which video it is on YouTube, also brought up the fact that the American flag is also kind of similar to a pirate's sail, as I was mentioning before with sails, and it being like a Phoenician sail. Pirates sometimes use the red and the white as sails. So, you know, you have that. And the thing is, he also, I don't know which video it is, so I want to give credit where credit's due. This is not my knowledge, this is someone else's knowledge, that he stated that, that America's kind of like a pirate country and that, you know, we're a maritime power kind of thing, but he brought up how pirates are kind of democratic and like, you know, how this whole spiel, I don't really know, but you can you can look for the video on YouTube, it's somewhere on there. So that's that with the American flag right there, so we'll end that right there. And by the way, America really isn't democratic, I'm sure, as everyone knows. Right now we're not really some sort of, we're not really a representative republic anymore. We're not really like this place, like, you know, it's, you know, about liberty too much, as everyone I'm sure has picked up on after they started sending people in for therapy a few years ago, and after they got the end of the old republic, so to say. So the republic's probably done for at this point, I'm sure, as everyone has realized. So anyway, let's take a quick look here, and we have the rise of the beast system, of course, and this totalitarian state rising around us. So we have that aspect to it. So what we're going to look at here is the flags of North and South Korea. So let's take a look here. We're going to get them side by side, okay? This one's going to be a good image here. Get a sip of water here. Okay, if it will ever load up. Well, that's okay. Hey, what we're going to do is we're going to look at this flag somehow. I'm telling you, we're going to look at it without having to... Okay, we're going to look at the South Korean flag first and get a bigger image of it for you here, if it will kindly load up for me. If not, we're going to just be like, hey, we'll just look at it, a small image of it. Okay, so much for that one. We're going to just go back and maybe try this one right here. Maybe this one will work. Come on, load, right? Is this, okay, here we go, we're here. Okay, so this is the flags of North and South Korea. Okay, here's the South Korean flag right here. Okay, and in the South Korean flag, you'll notice these black border objects. Now, you'll find this interesting is that they add up to certain numbers. Okay, so we have 3 and 4 down here, which makes for 7. So 3 and 4 makes 7, and then we have 5 and 6, which makes 11. So 711 basically is what this makes, and 711 is 7 times 11. Okay, and 7 times 11 equals 77. 77 is basically like saying this. It's like saying 7 layers of heaven, 7 layers of hell, which is stated, I believe, somewhere in the Bible. I'm not sure exactly where, but that's where that's from. This is why you have convenience stores like 7-Eleven. It's an important number. So we have 711, you know, or 77. It's just a simple way of saying, or a hidden way of saying 77, which is a hidden number. So that's why that's on the flag here. Okay, it's by design. All this stuff is by design. So, and then you'll notice in the center here we have what looks like a yin-yang, but it's a yin-yang with red and blue on it. And so the red and blue almost look like they're combining to make purple. Okay, and that's the whole thing. It's like purple, color of royalty. And so we have that aspect to it. We also have the fact that this yin yang almost shows like a flat Earth kind of design, where this could be the moon side over here, where the moon's rotating. This could also be the sun side over here. So the sun and moon rotating around the flat Earth plate, basically. So that's that. So that's why this flag is set up like this. Everything these people do is by design, okay? And they all talk in these esoteric symbols, and it's just never ending. You're literally surrounded by it, and until people pick up on it, they're just going to get caught off by it, and they'll get mesmerized by the programming, and they'll go along with this beast system. They'll be okay with it too. They'll be like, whatever, man. I don't care if I have to sacrifice my rights and then I'm getting slowly poisoned by everything around me. I don't really care about that. That's how some of the Americans feel, I'm sure. I live here in America, and it's kind of like that sometimes, where it's like, ignorance is bliss for some of them, and a lot of them, most of them, are not too happy if they figured out how badly they're being deceived and poisoned and screwed, basically. So anyway, let's just get to the North Korean flag here. We have the North Korean flag up here. We once again have the red and blue, which makes for purple. We also have a star wrapped in a circle, which makes for a pentagram. It's a hidden pentagram. And if you also take a look at the Texaco sign for the Texaco company, the gasoline company, you will see the same kind of thing. It's a star wrapped in a circle to make a hidden pentagram. So it's the same thing, okay? It's over and over again. It's nonstop. It doesn't matter which country you go to. They're all doing the same kind of thing. They're all on each other's team. They're playing for one team. That's kind of how it goes. Okay, so here we'll move on to the flag of Japan. And the flag of Japan basically is like sun worship in plain sight. The Bible says that they worship the sun in terms of people who don't side with God the Father. They worship the sun kind of thing. There's a part of the Bible where it states that, and I could Google that if you want, but we're just going to skip that for now. Okay, so we got that. And now we'll move on to the flag of Taiwan. We'll get this up here. So we have the flag of Taiwan here. Once again, we have sun worship in plain sight. We have the sun right here. We have the same thing going again, where it's red and blue makes for purple, okay? So it's the same thing over and over again, okay? So we got that to it. And then once again, here's another flag. We're going to stick with Asia here for a moment. We have the flag. Let me see if this one actually, there we go, will load up hopefully. If not, oh, there we go. Okay, we have the flag of Malaysia here. So the flag of Malaysia here, once again, has something similar to the American flag going on, in that it has this red and white, kind of like a kind of pattern here, kind of rose. So let's just see if there's a number here. Okay, so the red columns make for seven rows, basically, and seven's an important number to the people who know what the elite are all about, because seven's reiterated over and over again in both the Old and New Testaments. The elite's regarded as a sacred number. You can Google Christine Lagarde's speech in 2000, I believe it was 2013, in which, or no, it's 2014 or so, in which she's mentioning the number 7 over and over again as some sort of a ritual to offset the crisis, the financial crisis. So we have that. We also have, once again, the blue and the red. Okay, the blue and the red make for purple. And we also have this interesting symbol over here, which we're going to get into in a later video, which is seen on Shriners' hats. It's seen on a lot of Muslim flags from Muslim countries. So, and Islamic scholars can't figure out where this symbol came from, and they say, and a lot of people go with the fact that Ramadan has to do with the moon cycles and the moon phases, but that's not really the case. What this is actually a hidden Illuminati symbol. Once again, this is the same story over and over again. All these are just hidden symbols for the elite to know, and the public's kept out of it. So this is like saying like this. Okay, supposedly you could look at the moon and see behind the moon, and you can see stars behind the moon, because the moon is not a solid object. It's just a light source in the firmament, basically. So this is what this is saying. This is saying that you could see stars behind the dark side of the moon, which should be impossible. But this is telling, the elites are telling the story to themselves and letting other people know it. And we also know what this means. We know what this place is all about, that you can see this. I have not tried this myself, but I have as a kid looked at stars and saw the water going across them in lines with a telescope. It's just a small telescope I had. And you could clearly see that the lines going across it are water. And so I haven't looked at this though, and I would like to find this out at some point and get some more research done on whether or not this is the case. But this is what I'm told. I've heard from other researchers on the internet that this is what this is. And you'll see this in a lot of Muslim flags. And the thing is that the Islamic scholars, I've heard other videos where Islamic scholars cannot figure out why the moon really goes with the star. And they don't provide good answers. I only saw maybe one or two videos on that, but they just don't provide good answers. Like I said, a lot of them think that the moon has to do with Ramadan, because Ramadan has to do with the moon phases in December when Ramadan occurs. But the thing is that it's that's not the case. This is just a hidden symbol for the elite, because they show that they're then in on it. They're in on the big club. Okay, so that's what that is. This is what this flag is all about. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoy the end of November, and I'll be talking to all of you soon. Have a good night.